What is your American dream?
My American dream. Wow. Piece of the pie. Definitely expanding our business, corporation, making it worldwide.
I've experienced so many stories of immigrants coming in, and I want to see everyone have the same opportunity to achieve their dream equally, no matter what demographic background they come from.
My American dream is I hope that one day we can actually live up to our pledge and have liberty and justice for everyone in America, because America is supposed to be the melting pot and the safe haven for immigrants that migrate over here.
My American dream is for people and animals to come together in unity and peace, honestly.
The whole idea of the American dream is that I have the ability and option to decide what I want my dream to be. And for me, that's what American dream is all about.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
Groundhog Sam! I don't know. Maybe it's my hairstyle. I don't know. Maybe that's why Pippa's not writing me back. Maybe she saw my picture on Sam_Groundhog on Instagram, and she decided I don't have a cool enough look. Oh, Pimpa. Oh, Pimpa. I gotta figure this out. I know I got a nice spring haircut to look like Jenny from the Cubicle and Julian the TriCaster guy, but now I feel like it's time for another new look because summer is here and love is in the air. I smell it everywhere. I just need to find some for me. So I'm thinking it's time for a new look for summer for Groundhog Sam. Let's go, Brad Squad. Let's go investigate. I see some interesting hairstyles in here. Oh, Brendan! Oh, Sean! I'm wondering if you two gentlemen could please join me in the conference room. I have very important business to discuss with you. So I'm sure you two are wondering why I called you into the conference room today. Well, the reason is that I really think it's time for me to have a new look. I use groundhog fur gel for my fur, and so it's down, it's short, it's all smooth.
Yeah, that's pretty smooth.
That feels
pretty
good.
smooth.
But I'm thinking for summer I want a new look, and I'd love to look like you guys. I love your hair. I did a whole scope out of the office. I would love to look like you two.
Do you have a pick?
A pick? No.
Yeah, pick that hair out.
I don't have a pick. Do you have a pick?
Yes, Sam, we got you.
Oh, I can't wait. But how would I keep my curls? I'm just really worried it won't work for me.
Give me one sec.
Okay. Oh my God, I can't wait, Sean. I'm gonna look cool like you guys. Together we could go clubbing.
Word, party rock time.
Party rock time! I'm gonna look like Party Rock and Brendan.
This is an afro pick. I found one that's groundhog size for you because I think this is a little too big for you. But this is.
Yes, I think so. That's big.
You know what I'm saying?
That works well
But I can
for
show you
me.
the technique.
Oh, this is awesome.
This is coconut oil, Sam.
Ooh, coconut oil. I love coconut.
This isn't for eating, this is for your hair. No more gel for you. We're gonna start putting oil in your hair.
Oh, it's gonna make it better?
Way better. It's gonna be soft and you're gonna get that curl.
Oh, awesome. Okay, do with me what you will, gentlemen. Give me a fresh new look.
Put some oil in your hair.
Okay. Oh, Sean, this feels lovely.
There
This
you
is a
go.
massage for my scalp.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, all my tension is leaving.
There you go, Sam.
This might take a while because you really drilled it down here.
I know. I've been doing gel like my whole groundhog life. Oh, ooh.
2 hours later.
Oh yeah, this is looking awesome.
We're getting there.
All right. Well, I can't wait. I've got my eyes closed. It's feeling very different. I can feel that
Yeah,
my
you got
fur-
some real volume here, Sam. All right, you ready?
I'm ready. I'm opening my eyes. Oh my goodness! I love it. You guys did an amazing job. I've got a whole new look. Brad Squad, what do you think? Brendan, this is lit. Sean, it's lit. It's lit times 100,000. Baby Pippa will write me back. It's really all about impressing Pippa.
All right, the girls love the hair.
The only thing I need is if you'll put that blue pick in my hair, you can say put a pick in it. It's done.
I got you, bro.
How do I look?
Fantastic.
Will you stay with me while I do the recap?
Sure, of course.
Awesome. Anyway, did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Oops.
Sam.
Thank you. Did you miss yesterday's episode of Brad Show Live? Well, in case you did, Brad's back from his vacation in Vietnam, and we got to see all the beautiful pictures and video that he took, and Brad answered tons and tons and tons of immigration questions. You could tell how much everybody missed him. Then, Miami field correspondent Anna Azcona talked about the Pew Center and the Marshall Project's recent study that showed that crime rates are actually lower in areas where undocumented immigrants live. And Anna could have told everybody that without a study because she grew up in an area with lots of immigrants. Now is the time that you have all been waiting for. It's time for Brad Show Live, starring Brad Bernstein with co-host Belgium Kim and Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. Enjoy! Oh, you guys, I bet Brad's gonna really like it too. Yay!
And don't forget, you gotta keep using coconut oil. No more gel.
Okay, will do, will do. It sounds like it's gonna be much nicer for my hair. My fur, I mean. Ooh.
Hello, everybody. May 31st on a Friday. It's Friday.
Friday.
I wonder if Sam can teach me his trick. I could use a little volume here too, a little bit. What do you think?
Are you using gel instead of oil?
I use shower water. That's about about it.
That's it?
That's it.
Man, the life.
Yeah, the life,
the
right?
problem. That's where your lack of volume's coming in.
Do you know? I went to Vietnam. I traveled. I didn't bring a hairbrush with me.
Really?
No. What do I need it for?
This is definitely not my type of problem.
It's not your type of problem?
No, I have to bring a lot of stuff. Yeah.
This is a middle-aged guy problem?
No, actually, I don't feel like that's a problem. That's
I was gonna say,
that's actually better.
It's better.
Yeah,
you never have to worry.
What?
Never. No hairbrush.
That's the good, especially when you're traveling, Brad. That's the good life. You gotta look at it.
I don't even own a hairbrush.
What?
You don't own a hairbrush at all?
Why would I?
It can get
like it doesn't get like
no. This is it.
Frizzy or nothing.
Nothing. I shower. I shampoo my hair. What did they tell it? What is? They want me to move on already with the?
No, I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that was either. So I shower. I wash my hair, and I'm out. And this is what I look like.
Wow.
See, Sam actually takes care of his hair, so maybe that's why he's got long, luxurious curls.
Maybe. Anyways, are you ready for some Friday?
Yes.
Woo, yeah. You think Deion Watson's ready?
Oh,
hey,
yeah.
Deion was the first person to say, "Hey, Brad." And Lisa Bling Rose is watching. Who else we have here? Sandra Salinas. Why? Oh, I see how this works now. Sandra Salinas has started. Watch Higgs. And Carol Anderson the Tiger. Christy Consali saying hello. And Melissa Robinson says, "Hey, Brad." Oh, she's immigration question. I'm like half asleep today.
Are you?
Yeah, I think I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That 12-hour jet lag is finally.
Yeah, I woke up at 3 o'clock this morning. I have to go to bed at midnight, ready to start my day.
It's not enough time, Brad.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time of sleep, right?
But wait, you don't sleep a lot normally, right? Like you're not a big.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah, let me say hello to Tamika Nelson, Lynn Brown, Alicia Hicks says hello and good evening, everybody. And nobody says squat up anymore.
I said squat up.
Am I missing something here today, or am I half asleep?
Are they out of practice? You
Maybe.
think?
Everyone's just saying hello, hello, hello. There's no squat up. It's totally throwing me off.
Where's the squat up?
None.
You guys.
We've lost
squat up. I'm trying to look on YouTube, but you know what?
Am I right?
Friday.
Am I
You're
right?
absolutely right.
Maybe it's because it's a Friday.
Hello.
Squat up is a done thing. It's seen. It's like I don't know, like some saying from like last year that nobody would say this year.
You know what happens?
Like turnt.
Turnt?
It's turnt. Yeah, like nobody would say that anymore.
That's kind of old, right?
Getting lit is
Lit
getting
is-
old
lit-
too.
lit is getting old too.
It is. Now that Groundhog Sam has started to use it.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you something. When Groundhog Sam is saying lit, you know it's past its prime.
Almost out. It's like
that's right.
It's like when dads do it. The next step, it's Groundhog Sam, and then your middle-aged dad does it, and that's it. It's over.
Done.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying that if you say lit, Brad, it's over. It's like,
But I'm telling you, squat up is done.
wait,
It's done.
Paul Thess,
It's done.
Sydney Bursick,
No,
coming back, Tommy
no,
Talley.
nobody's saying it anymore.
Oh,
Yeah,
now.
now because I'm reminding
Right,
everybody. You know, Willie L. Williams. You know, we do a whole expose on Willie L. Williams.
Was he on yesterday?
He was a huge expose on Willie L.
No,
Williams.
I said, was he on yesterday?
I don't even know. He had
right.
To,
I don't even think he was.
He missed
probably
his
missed
expose.
You missed it.
He was trucking along somewhere, you know, but I don't know where. We did a whole expose on Willie L. Williams. You think the least he could do to pay us back is give us a squat up?
Aw.
No, he just has to say, hey.
Everybody's saying it now, so it's
everybody's
okay.
saying.
All right?
Am I bringing it back? Am I bringing squat? Am I bringing it back?
I think you're going to bring squat up back.
Yeah.
For sure. If squat up is still what we're talking about, you're going to bring squat up back single-handedly.
Maybe. Dawn Harriet, squat up. First Lady Hewitt says, I'm here. Tamika Nelson says, squat up, Sandra. Kenny Roy says, hello. See, as soon as I start saying squat up, gets me all excited.
There you go.
Yeah.
Gives you the energy.
It's part of the family.
That's right. But everyone's going, hey, 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 hey. Sounds like my son Zachary. Wakes up, comes down for breakfast, goes, hey. What kind of greeting is that for breakfast? Hey.
At least you get a greeting
So I go, you sleep well? That's the extent of my conversation with this kid.
Your teenage boy impersonation is spot on.
Pretty good.
So, that's what I felt like, I'm like, our whole entire squad turned into 17-year-old teenage boys here. So, any event, by the way, Jonathan and, I am half asleep. I forgot there's an entire channel of YouTube that we haven't said hello to. Ja Love, how are you? And Danny Contreras saying hello. Princess Monkey.
Okay.
It's what? Princess Monkey.
Princess Monkey.
I like that name. It makes me laugh. I don't know why. But Princess Monkey says, hello, are you taking phone calls? Sure. Magic 8 Ball.
Well, there's an actual answer
Magic
for that.
8 Ball. Will we be taking phone calls today? It says, my reply is maybe.
Okay.
So that means you have to stay tuned.
You have to stay tuned to find out, right? And Keem says, Keem is just asking immigration questions.
Yeah.
Carol the Tap, Cat Tigers 2 Anderson saying hello. And Spin Kick Productions.
Whoop, whoop. That's part
Laughing.
of it.
I know, that's
Party
part of it. Yeah, Loretta Brad, how are you? And Back It Up Ricky was not here yesterday.
No, he wasn't, but he's here today.
What was he doing yesterday?
Backing it up.
Backing it
Backing
up.
it up.
Backing it up.
Right, bring it back. Bring it back. Bring it back. And who else we have here? Tally says squat up, everybody. Rococo Chocolat. And Princess Monkey says she's in the queue.
Yeah.
So I am looking forward to speaking to find out
Princess Monkey.
how she became, or maybe it's a he. We have no idea.
A princess.
Princess
That's true.
Monkey.
How did you ascend to the throne? That's going to be the first question we ask you when we get on the phone.
So meanwhile, we have to put somebody in the spotlight today.
Yeah.
And in the spotlight today, it's Tonette So Blessed Robinson.
Whoa.
Yes, there she is. She is from the parish of St. Elizabeth in Jamaica, West Indies. She's now living in Queens, New York. She has been stuck on Bradso Live since she discovered the show on Facebook on our earlier radio days, and she even listened to me on the radio from Jamaica. Did you know I used to broadcast simulcast both in New York and Jamaica on, for those of you in Jamaica, on Hot 102. I remember like 20 years ago, maybe, I think with Squeeze, we went down to Jamaica and we actually even did our show from there.
Really?
Wow.
20 years ago.
So
Sounds like Bradshaw Live needs to do
so
that.
she knew me from
Can
a
we go and
while
do
back.
that?
Maybe Bradshaw Live should go and do that
a
too,
live
right?
taping.
So she's always loved the show because it's her dream to travel to the United States, but she had never been able to obtain a visitor's visa. But now she is in the United States.
Nice.
And her hobbies are shopping and listening to music, although her favorite thing to do at the end of the day is to listen to Bradshaw Live. There you go. Tanette.
Love that.
And by the way, she is blessed.
Yes,
Right?
she is.
She is
Look at
blessed.
her.
Look at that. Let's rifle through the pictures one more time. I like looking through the pictures after I'm done. There
So
she
you
is.
can see them, yep.
Right, from Queens, originally hailing from Jamaica.
Yes.
That's
Has
right.
been a long time listener and member of the Brad Squad since the beginning.
Absolutely.
Tanette So Bliss Robinson, beautiful woman. Thank you very much for sharing your life with us today.
Yeah.
And before we get into schmoozing Jonathan in Belgium, Kim, why don't you tell everybody what to do, including Tanette?
Absolutely. Everybody now on Facebook, we're all watching. We have 91 people on Facebook right now, so we need every single one of you guys to share this show absolutely right this moment. So in order to share, all you have to do is press that little arrow that says share and share it to people's pages, share it to groups, different international groups, any group that you might think that might be interested in this show, but most importantly, let's share it to your inbox. So share it to a whole group of friends in your inbox. You can DM them, and then all they have to do is literally click on the show, click on the link, and they'll go right to the show. So you guys, everybody right now, let's share. So right now, click share. All right, and now, of course, we definitely want you guys to interact. So interaction, make sure you like, love, laugh, sad face, mad face, whatever you're feeling, make sure you guys show us in the comment section as well. Let us know what you feel about anything that we're talking about. We're gonna schmooze real soon. We're also gonna take some questions. So I wanna know exactly what you guys feel. You guys make sure you just let it all out, all right? And also, let's start a watch party. When you start a watch party, it actually sends a notification to all of your friends, and it's a new way to get the show out, all right? And what are we gonna do on YouTube?
On YouTube, the first thing, if you have not done so and you're watching us or hearing the sound of our voices, please hit that subscribe button and that little bell right beside it, because you're never going to be able to know when we go live if you don't hit that little bell. So make sure you hit that bell next to the subscribe button. Also, you got to share too, family. Make sure to hit that share button and copy the link. You copy the link and then you send it everywhere you are able to type anything, anywhere on your phone. That's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's a text message, that's a WhatsApp, that's a group me, that's all of those awful, amazing group chats that you're a part of, that you get a million notifications all day long. You put it in there and you let people know that this is the place and now is the time to get free immigration advice. Also, make sure to let us know exactly what you're thinking and feeling in the comments, because you know things get crazy. You know we get a little crazy, so we need to interact with you to tell us exactly how you think and feel. And now is that time where we're going to need you to interact with us, because we're going to start schmoozing with Brad.
So I came back from Vietnam, all to like terrible humanitarian news on the border. The Inspector General of the United States did an inspection of the border facilities, the actual jails that asylees are being held in. And what he found was dangerous overcrowding, unsanitary conditions. As a matter of fact, he found that people are literally standing in their jail cells because there's no room for them to actually even sit.
Oh my God.
Yeah. At the El Paso del Norte Processing Center, there's a maximum capacity of 125 immigrants. And these are people who haven't committed crimes. These are people who are escaping violence and economic, looking for economic opportunity. These are not necessarily criminals. Okay? I mean, it could be a bad person in there, but I'm sure most people are good. There could be a bad person anywhere, right? But they have everybody in jail, and they have 900 detainees in a jail that's supposed to only hold 125. Now, this Inspector General is from the Department of Homeland Security. So you can imagine how bad it is if the Department of Homeland Security is saying the Department of Homeland Security is really bad. Okay? I mean, you can only imagine how bad that is.
Right.
Then also, the report stated, we observed detainees standing on toilets in their cells to make room and gain breathing space. Can you imagine?
Standing on
toilets. In a cell with a maximum capacity of 12 people held 76 detainees. Another with a maximum capacity of 8 people. By law, it's supposed to be 8 people in a jail. Because that's, everyone needs their space. 41 people.
Oh my gosh.
In another maximum capacity jail cell that was supposed to hold a maximum of 35 people, had 155 people. And the report adds that the Department of Homeland Security, which inspected itself, this is not an outside inspector.
Right.
This is them inspecting themselves. All right, said that we have to correct ourselves. Corrective action. You can't do this to people. They're not animals.
Right.
Okay? I mean, they're not cattle. Corrective action is critical to the immediate health and safety needs of detainees who cannot continue to be held in standing room only conditions for weeks until additional tents are constructed. Now, exclusive photos that were revealed by CNN at another detention facility in McAllen, Texas, showed children sleeping on the ground in dirt.
Oh my God.
There was one picture with a baby bottle filled with milk can be seen in the photo next to a child sleeping outside on dirt, and in another, a woman is seen sitting on rocks leaning against a wall, clutching a child. In others, migrants are seen seemingly wandering the premises, which has 4 temporary tents to accommodate the swell of migrants. Now, there's a very easy solution to all of this, which would be a lot cheaper and a lot more humanitarian. Okay? If your goal is to, you don't want to allow people into America, and that is your ultimate goal, and your goal is that you want to be able to uphold the law, and the law is that if you have a reasonable fear of persecution because of race, religion, gender, nationality, or any particular social group that you're a member of, not only is this a law, this is a treaty within the United Nations. You have to accept that asylee and give them fair due process. That's the law.
Right.
So if you're the President of the United States and you want to uphold the law, and at the same time you have constituents that you have to answer to, and I'm not saying I'm defending Donald Trump in any way, shape, or form.
No.
And you have constituents who say, you know what, we want to stop people from coming into the United States, just sneaking across the border, taking jobs away from Americans, blah, 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 all the bullshit that, Trump says. There's a way to do this and still be humanitarian and still save the United States a tremendous amount of money, because they are spending an enormous amount of resources at the border right now.
Right.
They can, if they chose to, and I'm not advocating this, I'm just saying there's a lot of easier ways to do. You can literally put on a electronic monitoring bracelet on somebody, okay, let them into the United States, and hire a lot of immigration judges and give them a fast hearing to determine whether or not they have a legitimate fear of persecution.
Right.
And if you have a monitoring bracelet on somebody, you can find out where they are, wherever they are in the United States. If your ultimate goal is to,
I'm sure they would be very free to do that.
If your goal is literally to stop immigration, okay, whether it's legal or illegal, to put fear in people's minds that they're not welcome into the United States of America, then this is a good thing to do.
Right.
What Trump is doing.
What he's doing.
What he's doing right
Absolutely.
now. So, I don't believe that this is a crisis.
Right.
This is a crisis that Trump has created himself, and we've talked about this time and time again. But it's really a crisis because he doesn't want immigrants, unless you're from Norway, to come to America.
Right.
And that's even legal immigration. I spoke to a guy today who came in to see me, had a consultation with him. He's from Nigeria,
Okay.
And he says, I'm in a good marriage, and I've been waiting over 5 years to remove the conditions of my permanent residence. I'm going to go on my, I believe, third interview now. I live with my wife. We have a business together, and they don't seem to. He goes, what do you think the problem is? And I said, well, do you read the news? Do you see what's going on right now? I said, I can take a lot of guesses on what the problem is, but if I had to put my finger on it, you're from Nigeria, dude.
Right.
Absolutely.
All right, if you were from Norway, you wouldn't be seeing me.
Yeah.
You know how many Norwegians I see? None.
You have no Norwegians come
They
through your
don't seem
doors.
to have any immigration problems.
That's crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It is.
That's sad.
So meanwhile, is there a connection between undocumented immigrants and crime? Because this is what Donald Trump says. This is his fake news that he's trying to
there isn't.
spew.
Right.
There isn't.
No.
The Pew Research Center recently released estimates of undocumented population sorted by metro areas. This was the Marshall Project. We talked about it a little bit yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, a large majority of the areas recorded that had the largest number of undocumented immigrants. They reported a decrease in both violent crime and property crime between 2007 and 2016. A decrease. The analysis found that crime went down at similar rates regardless of whether the undocumented population rose or did not rise. Areas with more unauthorized migration appeared to have larger drops in crime. So what that means is when there were undocumented immigrants, people who had no status, people who either came here on a visitor's visa and overstayed, people who came on a student visa and didn't go to school, people who crossed the border without inspection, which is what we see Donald Trump trying to stop. And this is a situation where he says we have to stop it because we have a national crisis because people are coming in and they're causing an enormous amount of crime. The statistics say the opposite. The absolute opposite. Most types of crimes had an almost flat trend line, indicating that changes in undocumented populations had no effect. I'm reading this right from the Pew Research Center. And by the way, the Pew Research Center is not some like radical partisan thing.
Right.
This is a non-bias centered organization. Now, last year, a report by the Cato Institute, they are a libertarian think tank.
Right.
Now, libertarians are different than liberals.
Right.
Right? A libertarian just says, government, leave me alone.
Right.
Okay, liberals are different. Liberals want more everybody to be treated equally.
Right.
And I guess, conservatives say every man for themselves.
Right.
Which is, those are three different, political thoughts. So the libertarian think tank found that unauthorized immigrants in Texas actually committed fewer crimes than people who were born in the United States.
Wow.
And the state level analysis in criminology, an academic journal, I don't know who they are, but okay, it's here on my card, found that undocumented immigration did not increase violent crime and was in fact associated with a slight decrease in it. So the point is that there are people who are doing this research, different groups, different organizations, coming to the same conclusions.
Absolutely.
Right.
And if anybody walks the streets of New York City, which has a huge
Absolutely.
immigrant population,
Absolutely.
okay, yeah, anyone could say that from 30 years ago to now, we live in a safer city.
Right.
The statistics bear it out.
Yep.
Okay? Anyone could say that, 30 years ago, there was, 2,000-3,000 murders a year in New York City.
Right.
Now it's under 1,000.
Right.
Those are statistics that can't be disputed.
Right.
Between now and 30 years ago, there are a lot more immigrants living in New York
Absolutely.
City than there were 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And it doesn't matter how you slice it out, whether we're talking just undocumented immigrants or just all immigrants or refugees. Every single time a study comes out, it shows the exact same thing. A city gets an influx of immigrants or refugees and crime does not move or goes down. Every time. We've talked about multiple studies on this show like that.
So when Donald Trump says that we're full, we don't want you, okay, what he's saying is we don't want people who don't look like me or Kim.
Exactly.
That's exactly what it is.
Okay, that's exactly what he's saying.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, you know, this going back to this Nigerian guy who came to me, and I said to him, I said, you know, I can come up with a lot of reasons. Maybe you did the paperwork.
Right.
Okay. Maybe they feel that there's some issue with you and your wife. Maybe you have a criminal record. No, I don't. I said there could be lots of reasons, but I would say up there on the top is the country that you came from. Okay.
Absolutely.
I can't dismiss that as that's not could be the reason why.
Right.
So now he has another interview in 2 weeks, this guy. Maybe he's watching because he said he saw me on Facebook.
Right.
Okay. And he has another interview in 2 weeks. And he says, but he says, well, you know, do I really need a lawyer to go with me?
Please.
And I said to him, I said, wait a second, you've been doing this for 5 years. He goes, but I'm in a good marriage. I got nothing to hide. And I said to him, I go, again, are you watching the news right now?
Right.
Do you see what's going on in the world? Do you see what's going on in the United States of America? It's not just an assault on illegal immigration, undocumented immigration. It's an assault on legal immigration. There, you got delayed your green card for 5 years, 4 years, whatever it may be at this point. I said, that is an assault on legal immigration. You deserved this years ago.
Yeah.
And there's a reason why it's happening. It's not just by just sheer luck that unfortunately this is happening to you. It's happening to everybody.
Right.
I said, of course you need a lawyer. Meanwhile, Trump admitted in a tweet on yesterday that he admitted that the Russians helped him to get elected.
What?
Yes. And then he took it down an hour later.
Wait, what?
Now, he didn't admit that he colluded with the Russians. What he said is that the Russians did assist him, meaning that what they did to interfere in the election helped him to win the election. He didn't say, yes, I colluded with them. He didn't admit to a crime.
Right.
But then he took it down 1 hour later. I'm going to read the tweet to you. Okay, it said, Russia, Russia, Russia. That's all you heard at the beginning of this witch hunt hoax. And now Russia has disappeared because I had nothing to do with Russia helping me to get elected.
Wow.
Right, I had nothing to do with Russia.
Wow.
Right. So the admission undercut his persistent denial of Russia's efforts to get him elected. Now, the reason why that is because if Russia really did to help him to get elected, he's really an illegitimate president.
Right.
Right.
Which most people, or at least the majority of Americans, feel. Okay.
Right.
So it actually you know goes right at the heart of the legitimacy of his presidency if he did not get elected in a free and fair election.
Right.
Right.
So that's why he's tweeting up a storm about that.
Hashtag not my president.
Yes. And finally, before we get to our immigration questions, I mean, it's just bad news after bad news after bad news.
Man.
The King Trump,
Yeah.
King Orange Head.
Right.
We got to come up with a new name.
We do.
Yeah, but he's acting like he's the king now.
The
He
great
really,
white
the
hype.
tyrant.
Yeah, he's like a king. He's now going to hit Mexico with a 5% tariff
Oh my God.
on all goods.
Wow.
And he claims he's doing that in retaliation because they're not doing enough to stop immigrants from coming to the border and applying for asylum. And a lot of people are obviously upset about this. They're saying, well, you can't make an avocado now more expensive for an American to buy. We're just giving that as an example.
Right.
Or cars, which are made in Mexico, because immigrants from Guatemala are coming to the border to apply for asylum. And his reasoning, at least according to his people who went on the news over the last 24 hours, is that yes, we can because Mexico is exporting to us immigrants.
Golly.
And therefore we have to hit them where it hurts. Now I will tell you what this is going to do, assuming that the tariffs go through. Mexico doesn't want the tariffs to happen, and the United States feels, at least the Trump administration feels, that Mexico would be less restrictive in their violations of people's human rights than we as Americans can be. Similar to like when the United States got prisoners, terrorist prisoners, and they took them to waterboard. So they would waterboard them in countries where the laws were, for the humanitarian laws, weren't as stringent as in the United States of America. So my concern with all of this is that he's trying to actually get the Mexicans to stop immigrants from entering into Mexico at all costs, including violating their rights substantially.
Right.
And because the United States can't do it, so he's going to have the Mexicans do it. And instead, if Mexico doesn't do it, then we're going to tariff you.
Right. And how is he legitimately...
How is he able to do all of this? And it all goes
I
back
stopped
to
asking
it.
that
All goes. It
question.
all goes back to. It all goes back to. All goes back to something I talked about yesterday, and the impeachment.
Okay.
Right.
And what it goes back to is this: if he says to himself, Donald, I committed a lot of crimes,
Right.
and I got away with it.
All of them.
Nobody's doing anything to me about it.
True.
Okay? Nobody's trying to impeach me. Nobody's trying to put me in jail. They came up with a regulation: sitting presidents can't go to jail. I don't know why that is. It doesn't say it anywhere in the Constitution, but the Justice Department says that's their policy. And so there's nothing that anyone could do to me. I could do whatever I want.
Right.
Okay? I'm going to make a tariff on Mexico. What are they going to do to me? Nothing.
That's true. You're absolutely
What are
right.
they going to do to me? Nothing.
That's
There's no check on his power right now. And that is the problem. That's why Justin Amash, I think, is
I
really
was
good.
ju- you're just about to
There's
say.
no check on Donald Trump's power right now.
Yep.
And right now, he is making a mockery of the Constitution of the United States. And it's not him doing it alone. Congress is doing it with him because they're abdicating, giving up their check on
Right.
Donald Trump.
absolutely.
Congress is the one who is supposed to make the tariff, not Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's
Donald Trump says,
crazy.
I'm doing this because I'm allowed to do it. He says it's an emergency. Everything's an emergency, so he's allowed to do it. So he's basically just made emergency power. That's what dictators do.
Exactly.
Dictators say,
Yeah.
"Oh, we have emergency powers.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring in the military now. We're gonna make martial law." It's the same exact thing.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, unless Congress gets a backbone, that includes the Republicans. They have to say what you're doing is wrong.
Yep.
Okay, there's a Congress who has to pass a law to make a tariff.
Right.
President can't unilaterally do this, but he's doing it, and Congress isn't doing anything about it because the Republicans are protecting them there.
Right.
Why are the Republicans protecting there? I just had this conversation with Jill.
Yeah.
So Jill says to me, he must have dirt on every Republican. I said, I don't think so. It's not like I think that, like he has like a video of Lindsey Graham, getting urinated on in Russia.
Right.
Okay, he doesn't have any pee videos of Lindsey Graham.
100%.
Oh my goodness.
I just think that people say, you know what? You can make a very good living as a politician, not from the salary you
Right.
make, but from all the other
Absolutely.
underhanded crap that nobody sees.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay? And I think all the Republicans say, you know what? I'm going to stay in power, and I'm going to become powerful,
Yep.
and I'm going to make a lot of money somehow. And so we're going to ride this Donald Trump train because he's keeping us in power.
Yeah.
So he can do whatever he wants because I'm going to become successful and rich as well.
Sheesh.
And that's what I really think.
I think you're
Sad.
absolutely right.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think that it's absolutely terrifying to know that we are so partisan that half of our Congress has abandoned their moral compass.
Right.
I just have to say this about Donald Trump too, because I saw this as well.
Yeah.
And then we're going to get into our immigration questions. I saw in the news today that it's reported, we don't know if this is true or not, but a reputable newspaper in South Korea is reporting that the special envoy to North Korea, Kim Jong-un,
Yeah.
the man who is responsible for negotiating, this is the special envoy, his name, what was his name? Kim Hyuk-kol.
Yep.
Okay? This is the guy sitting next to Kim Jong-un right now on the left, I believe.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So the guy closest to us. He was the chief negotiator with the United States, this guy, for the nuclear deal that Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un made. And when Donald Trump went to Hanoi, several weeks before Brad Bernstein went to Hanoi, thank God I wasn't there at the same time.
Right.
That would have been misery. And Donald Trump got up and said, yeah, you're not ready for a deal yet. You're my friend, you're not ready for a deal yet. And left. Kim Jong-un basically sent Kim Hyok-chol to re-education camp.
Wow.
Okay, and in re-education camp, he got so mad that the negotiator wasn't able to make a deal with Trump. He went to re-education camp, and apparently he was killed there.
What?
Yeah. So Trump makes buddies with Kim Jong-un, and he says, "Don't worry, he's going to make a deal. He's going to make a deal." And he walked out on the deal and says, "This guy's good. This guy's good." Okay, even Kim Jong-un says Biden is low IQ.
Right.
Okay, think about, I'm buddies with this guy, don't worry.
Right.
Little Rocket Man's okay.
Right.
He's my buddy now. He's no
Right.
longer Little Rocket Man, he's my little buddy. Meanwhile, his little buddy is basically just murdered the chief negotiator because they couldn't make a deal in Hanoi.
Yep.
That's what's going on right now. This is the guy that Donald Trump says is his friend.
Right.
This is the guy that Donald Trump looks up to and respects enough to say that, you know what, even this, brutal dictator says Joe Biden has low IQ.
So he must be good.
So he must, yeah.
The same dictator who killed his brother in an airport like 3 months ago.
That is correct.
2 years ago, but still.
So,
Golly.
yeah, so meanwhile, he also, when he was in Japan, Trump denied that Kim Jong-un fired any missiles in violation of United Nations resolutions right before Trump showed up. He says there were no missiles fired, even though John Bolton, his national security advisor, said there actually was.
There absolutely
So, Donald Trump is almost like, if he spins the if he spins the news and it's like a tree falls in the forest and nobody hears it, did the tree fall? So if nobody knows, he flew up a missile to test Kim Jong-un, I'm going to tell everybody it didn't happen. It's like the tree fell in the forest and nobody heard it.
Right.
How much more stupid do we have to be?
It's not how that works.
Yeah, how much more stupid do we have to be? Anything else? Nah. Too much. Nah. All right, let's do this. Let's go answer immigration questions.
Let's
but before
do
we
it.
do, why don't you please tell everybody what to do?
All right, guys, what are we going to do on Facebook? You usually do, right?
All good. On Facebook, the first thing that you guys need to make sure that you're doing is that you are liking and following our page so that you get alerts every single time we go live. Also, make sure to hit that little bell because that's how you get the notification, because you never quite know when Bradshaw Live is going to be live. Also, make sure that you share the show. It's one of the most important contributions that you can make to our wonderful show. Start by clicking that share button. Share it as a private message. Share it as a watch party. It's super fun to start a watch party. It'll send a notification out to all of your friends, and it'll start your very own chat with just your people. And then you can tell everybody to go like and follow the page, because that's what we want y'all to do. Also, make sure to let us know everything you're thinking and feeling in the comments, because we like to engage with you. We like to play with you. We're going to talk about some of the stuff that you're talking about. So absolutely make sure that you leave all those comments right in here. And Yo-Yo, on YouTube, what do we do?
On YouTube, you guys also have to share. We have to have you guys share because, like I said yesterday, our subscriber count is going skyrocket, and it's all because of you. So just share. All you have to do is click that little arrow and also copy the link and send it to, you could send it straight to any one of your social media, so your Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter. But what we really like for you guys to do is create a group. I say this every day, so I wanted to get in your head. Create a group of friends or family. It could be different groups. If you don't want to mix and mingle those people, just make groups and send that link into the WhatsApp group. WhatsApp, group me, text message, anything that you guys use. All right, and also, of course, we want you guys to subscribe. So all you have to do is press that little red rectangle like that and it says subscribe. And now everybody who is watching on YouTube, I want you guys to click that thumbs up as well, because we definitely want to show love to the video. And of course, interaction. We want to hear everything you guys have to say. Please put in all of your questions fast now. Like you guys should have already put your questions in, but you can still put them in because we're going to be answering them soon, right after this segment. But this segment right now is when you call in now and Brad helps you out. Call and get an answers to your immigration questions.
All right, so we have a lot of people on hold, and we're going to go to Junior in Salt Lake City, Utah. Junior, how are you?
Good, how are you, Brett?
Good. What's going on?
No, I just want to ask you, me and my wife and my kids, we went to see the lawyer last month, May 1st, about my to file for a green card, and she told me and my wife not to file for a green card because she worried about my marijuana charge and my DUI, and she also say she worried about they're going to ask me how come I get a job from not here, and I'm not a resident or a U.S. Citizen. So what should I do?
All right, where are you from, Junior?
I'm from Western Samoa.
Western what?
Western Samoa.
Western Samoa. All right,
yes.
So tell me about this marijuana charge. What was this marijuana charge?
It's a 1.0 gram. It's a leaf.
Did you call yesterday?
Yes, sir. Yes, man. Yes, sir.
You called yesterday. I remember because
Yes.
I said 1.0 grams is a leaf, and then
Yeah.
and then you had a DUI, and then
Yes.
you worked. Okay, so let me tell you. Let me debunk three things right now. Okay, number one debunking. Okay, there is a waiver. You are inadmissible. You are certainly inadmissible, even with 1.0 grams a leaf of marijuana. Okay,
Yes.
but what the law
Yes.
says is you can file a waiver based on hardship to your family, to your wife, and to your children. You can file a waiver based on hardship to them as long as you can prove it was less than 30 grams, which you said it's 1.0. We'll prove it. So there's a waiver for that. Okay.
Okay.
Number two, if you are married to a United States citizen and you worked out of status, you are out of status and worked, whether you paid taxes and didn't pay taxes on that work, that is not a bar to getting a green card. That is just the law. Okay, that is Immigration 101. We don't even have to get to advanced immigration. If you're married to an American citizen, you work out of status, you work undocumented, that is not a reason to deny you a green card. Okay, Immigration 101 stuff. So you're okay there. Number three, a DUI, I don't know the facts of your specific immigration criminal DUI case, but the general rule is a DUI, and I say general because I would have to actually see your disposition. The general rule is a DUI is not an inadmissible offense. It's not a crime of moral turpitude. A DWI, driving while under the influence, or is. A DUI is not. A DWI is. So if you're driving while under the influence, yes, that's inadmissible. DUI is not. It could say, well, you don't have good moral character, but you are still eligible to adjust your status. So as long as you generally have a DUI, you have 1.0 grams of marijuana, which has a waiver, you worked out of status, which is not a bar to getting a green card, my advice to you is get a better lawyer.
A federal lawyer?
Not a federal lawyer, a better lawyer. Better.
Oh, okay.
Better, not butter, not federal, better. Better lawyer.
Okay. Oh, okay.
You're talking to one, but you don't have to hire me, but just get a better lawyer who knows their law. All right, hold on one second.
I come to you because you're smart, man. You're a good man, and I listen to your show. It makes me feel better to listen to your words, so that's why.
Wonderful. Hold on one second, then we'll help you, okay? Hold on. All right, let's go to Annie in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah, hi.
How are you? Oh, it's
Good,
Amy.
good. How are
Excuse
you?
me. Amy, how are you?
I'm fine. I have two questions.
Yes.
I'll be shortly going for my interview for my citizenship.
Right.
I don't have taxes that are not filed, but I have like an ongoing payment arrangement with the IRS.
Okay.
That I'm making monthly payments.
That's fine. As long as you're on a payment plan with them and you are up to date on your payments, that should not be a reason to deny your citizenship.
Okay.
There's no law, because let me explain to you. There's no law in the Immigration Nationality Act that says if you owe, taxes, you don't become a citizen. Okay? Just because you can't afford to pay your taxes doesn't mean you can't afford to become a citizen. I mean, you're not eligible to be a citizen. Now, what the law says is if you don't file a tax return that you were supposed to file, then that's a different story. Okay, that's bad moral character. If you file a tax return and you owe all this money and you make no arrangements to pay it, and you just keep owing it and say, screw government, I'm not going to pay it even though I filed this tax return, that's also bad moral character. But in your particular case, you filed a tax return, you're on a payment plan, you're complying with the payment plan, you're a good person, you're trying your best.
Okay. Right. Another question.
Right.
I had like a trespass citation.
A what
I
citation?
got a lawyer.
A what citation?
A trespass.
Trespass, okay.
Yes. We went to court. The day we went to court, they just, I think she arranged with the prosecutor, and I just did community service. And after that, they sent me another letter saying that they dismissed it.
Okay, it's still a conviction, because if you did community service, you had to have pled guilty to something, because you don't do community service and not plead guilty to something. Where was this trespass? In Maryland or in where?
In Maryland.
In Maryland. I don't know the penal code of Maryland, unfortunately. Generally, in almost every state, a trespass is a petty offense. I can't guarantee that's a petty offense in Maryland until I see your disposition.
That's what the lawyer said.
Okay, I know, but you know what? When I hear that's what the lawyer said, we hear lawyers say bad advice every day, including to the gentleman I just spoke to before. Okay, so I don't put full credence in the lawyer said it. Now, when was this trespass? When did this happen?
Oh, it was in September, and I went to court in November.
All right,
and I was supposed to go again in December, but by then they dismissed it.
Oh, well, if it was dismissed, that's different than you were found guilty of something. But if you did community service, then it doesn't sound like it was dismissed. So, that's number one. Okay, so you got it when you're doing your citizenship, and you have an arrest. You have two things to consider. Okay. Consideration number one is because when you go on your citizenship interview, you got to bring a disposition that says, "Here is my criminal arrest." Okay. This is what happened. Okay. And don't forget, this is, we're in the age of, the orange guy in the White House, the guy who thinks he's king, Donald Trump. Okay. I'm not sure where you're from, but generally he doesn't like immigrants, no matter where they are. Okay. Unless you're Norwegian, then you're okay. Okay. So when you go on your citizenship interview, after you go through, you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and they swear you in and go through your application, the immigration officer is going to say, "Show me your disposition," and it's your duty to bring in the disposition for your interview. Okay, so now two things got to go through your mind. You're showing a disposition of a criminal record to an immigration officer. Number one, when I show this, am I getting myself deported? Did I just show this immigration officer something that makes me deportable? I don't know for a fact that you're not deportable. I'm going to make an assumption that you're not, okay? But I don't know for a fact that you're not unless I actually see your disposition. Okay. So number one.
I have it right here.
Good. I don't have.
Notice,
okay. It doesn't.
Notice of nolle prosecution.
Okay. Nolle prosecution. Okay, so then you didn't do community service then. No prosecution means they dropped the charges. Okay?
Yes.
So, okay, yes. So all right, so good. All right. So now we know that you didn't plead guilty to a crime, so you won't get deported. Okay. Now the next thing you have to consider is, okay, even though I won't get deported, when I present this, am I showing that I don't have good moral character to become a citizen in the last 5 years? Now you have an arrest. Within.
Well, it was a citation. I wasn't arrested.
It doesn't. Okay, it's a citation. Okay. It still goes towards good moral character. Okay. Now, the government chose to drop it. Whatever the situation was that you found yourself, where you shouldn't have been. My feeling on these situations is if you have one arrest within the 5-year period of citizenship and the case was dropped by the prosecutor, which is basically what happened with you, my belief is that, and this is what the law says. I'll tell you what the law says, and then I'll tell you my belief after. Law says, you have to be a person of good moral character for the last 5 years. It doesn't mean that for every minute and every second of the last 5 years you're a person of good moral character. The law just says that you have to be a person of good moral character. So my belief is, when I read the law and I read that's what the law says, my belief is that everyone's entitled to a bad day. Okay? Because the law doesn't say you have to have good moral character every day of every second and every breath you took for the last 5 years. You're entitled to a bad day. I even have a bad day sometimes. Okay? Now, so my belief is that you're going to become a citizen. Does that mean that my belief is that you're going to become a citizen means it's going to happen? No, because I'm not King Donald. I'm just a lawyer on a show. It's up to the officer to make you a citizen. Now, you may want to have a lawyer go with you. You may not. That's up to you. It's not going to be me. We're not going to come down from Maryland for your citizen. I mean, we can certainly, but I don't think you need us to come down to Maryland for you. But maybe you want to go to a local attorney. Okay. Now, the other thing is this. Okay. If you may want to consider, when you go on your citizenship interview, to bring evidence in case they say this is bad moral character, this arrest, even though it ended up being nothing, because as immigration officers, they can say that all the time, and I've heard them say that. You may want to consider bringing evidence to counter that. I'm a good person. Here's letters from friends. Here's letters from family. Here's letters from my pastor, from my employer. Whatever it is, I work in the community. I do charitable work. Whatever it is to show that you're a good person.
Okay.
You may want to consider that, okay? But I think you'll be okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're very welcome. All right, so let's go to Lamar in Raleigh, North Carolina. Lamar.
Hey, how you doing, man?
How are you?
Good. This is my situation. I applied for my citizenship on February. My interview went on April. Everything went well. My ceremony is June 7th. But in the meantime, I did get married in March 30th. But during the interview, the officer never asked or never thought about telling them that I did get married. So now, June 7th, I have to fill up a, what we call an N-550?
Yes.
Yes. And one of the questions is, did your marital situation change from after the interview?
Well, I would tell the truth, because I assume you were going to want to file for your spouse, or maybe do you want to file for your spouse? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So certainly I would tell the truth regardless, but if you're going to file for your spouse and you never mentioned on your citizenship ever in your life that you were married, and then all of a sudden you become a citizen, and 3 months later you file for your spouse, and lo and behold, you were married before your citizenship interview, they're going to say you lied on your citizenship. You're going to have a big problem.
No, I did not marry before. I did not marry.
You got married between the time you filed and the time of your interview.
Correct.
Right. So I would tell the truth. I would say I got married on this day. Fill it in. And if there's now, they may, to be honest with you, they may say, okay, we want to re-interview you again. How come we didn't know this at the time? And you may, and you may have a delay in your citizenship, not because it's your fault, but because the officer never asked that question. Now,
correct.
Now, in all deference, okay, you also needed to be a little more aware. And when you went on the interview, I'm just being honest with you. You needed to be a little more aware too, and say, "Hey, I got married. I should, even though the officer didn't ask me, I should tell him." There's no reason not to say anything, but you didn't. But I would correct that issue right now. And it's ultimately, and then I'll let you talk in a second. It's ultimately just not. It's not relevant. It's not relevant to whether you're eligible or not eligible to become a citizen. It's just it wasn't asked. You want to tell the truth, because if there's ever a time period, you never want to be said that you never want to be called a liar by immigration.
Okay, that's true. I don't want to be to be a misrepresentation or anything like that. But the thing is, have you ever asked to someone when he goes to an interview how I mean, everyone is nervous.
Of course.
Everyone is, yeah. So,
I'm not blaming you. I'm just saying, this is the reality. That's all.
Yeah, and 2 weeks ago, I went back to the same building.
Right.
Obviously, they don't let you in unless you have an appointment for an interview. So security called a lady. I explained to the guy, and he's like, "Wow, never heard of this situation." So he called a lady inside, and she told him, "Don't worry about it. Just tell him to say yes. Situation changed," and just explained it, and it shouldn't be a problem.
Right. Well, it's likely. It is likely that they will not swear you in on that day, and they're going to re-interview you again. It's likely.
Really?
Yeah. So unfortunately, hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully you get sworn in. Okay, but it is likely that they're going to re-interview you again to find out why this was, because they're going to see that the marriage happened before your interview, and they're going to want to interview you, and you'll have to explain. It was never asked. I didn't know. I realized it was never asked. I'm not trying to hide anything. Blah 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 blah. Just like what you told me. All right.
Yeah.
All right. So that's
okay. So on June 7th, there's a possibility that I'm not going to be a citizen.
Oh, you'll become a citizen. I'm just saying it may not be in 7 days from now.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
All right.
I really appreciate it, man.
Okay. All right. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
All right. Let's go to Nick in Dallas. Nick.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good, sir. How you doing, Brad?
Good. What's going on?
Yes, sir. I have the question about my parents. So I'm a U.S. citizen, right? So my parents got here last Christmas as a visitor, and what happened was I had a return ticket too from San Francisco Airport with my whole of my family, except me because I have a kid also. So what happened was we missed our flight, So we missed our flight. Now we came back to Texas. The flight was from San Francisco.
Right.
Now what happened is I don't know. Either I filed for my parents as a petition or just their status, or because their passport says they have to live within the 6 month period, which is 20 more days.
How old are you? You're over 21, I assume.
I'm 32.
Okay. And your parents are from what country?
Nepal.
And they've been here
Yes,
for
sir.
how long now?
So it's been over 5 months. So they have one more
All
month.
right. So this is what you're going to do. For each of you, for your mother and for your father, you're going to do 2 separate adjustment applications: an I-485, an I-130, an I-864 affidavit of support, an I-765 work permit, and I-131 advanced parole. You're going to do that adjustment package for your father. You're going to do that same adjustment package for your mother. They're going to adjust their statuses here, and they can get their green cards here if you choose.
Okay, so if I file the adjustment status separately, it has to with the I-130 also.
Correct.
Right?
Correct.
Okay, and the affidavit support, I don't know about how much income they want me, because every year I had over 35 to 40K. So is that going to help?
How many, you're married, children? What's your story with that?
Okay, I'm married, first married, first wife, first kid, 18 months. So we were whole plan to go Nepal.
So
except
your
me.
family of 3, and then
Yes, sir.
your mother and father would be 5 in total, right? So at
Yes, sir.
20,000 for 2, and you got as long as you're above around 32. I don't have the poverty guidelines in front of me, but assuming you're above 32, 33,000 a year, you should be okay.
Oh, great. Okay. I think that was it, because I was very confused with if I'm going to file I-130 also, or just the 485, or just the work permit.
No, you're going to do everything at one time. Now, let me just say one other thing now, Nick. The immigration just changed, and we didn't really talk about this yet because I haven't had the question. So I want to make sure it's clear to everybody.
Sure.
Department of Homeland Security just changed their rules. That when you file an adjustment application now, and that application's changed, it's automatic deportation. So make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you know what you're doing. And if not, then at least certainly have a consultation with us. All right? So hold on.
Great, yeah, I'll definitely do that.
Hold on. All right, let's go to Tootie in Columbus, Ohio. Tootie.
Hello?
How are you?
Hi, Brad. Hi, how are you? I just have 2 questions. Back in 2016, I'm a U.S. citizen. Back in 2016, I filed a K-1 visa for my fiance then. And he was sent back to the United States for revocation. And when he got back here, they told me the 4 months approval has lapsed. So I have to, refile it again for the second time.
Why was it
which
revoked?
I did.
Why was it revoked?
They didn't give me a reason why it was revoked. They didn't tell me. But, the consulate did not tell me. The consulate just told me when I called them that I was going to get something back from USCIS.
And
so
you never
they didn't
did?
tell me. Yeah, that's what they told me.
All right.
And when I called USCIS to find out what was going on, they told me, well, the 4 months has already lapsed. The only thing I could do is refile it again for the second time.
Okay, now you know what Albert Einstein said, that somebody who does the same thing over and over again, expecting different results without changing something, that's the definition of insanity. So you're going to file again. You're going to do the same thing again. You're going to get the same thing that's going to happen. So we got to figure out.
It happened already. It's already happened because I filed again last year.
And
I got an approval.
And
the same thing happened.
Insanity, isn't it? That's what insanity is. You do the same thing over and over again, and thinking you're gonna get a different result. So we gotta find out where's your fiance.
He's in Nigeria.
Okay. How many times have you gone to visit him?
Well, I already did. I went to visit him in April.
Okay, all right. How many times in the last 2 years have you visited your fiance?
Twice.
Okay, all right. So that's a decent amount of time. They don't usually the reason why a fiance visa is denied usually is they don't believe it's a real relationship. They believe that this is a relationship other than for love. That's usually why fiance visas are denied. Then you have the whole other thing. Maybe he has a criminal record. Maybe he's a national security threat. He has communicable diseases. That I don't know. I'm sure he's a decent person. So generally, the reason is they don't believe it's a real relationship. So when was this revoked? When was this?
The second one was last year, September.
All right. So I think
that was the second time.
I think we're going to need to do this again. But if we do this again, we got to change something up somewhere so we don't get the same insane result again. So hold on one second.
We got married though.
Okay, you got married. Okay, you got married.
Yeah, I went to Nigeria. That's what I was trying to say.
So now you're going to file an I-130, but they're still not going to believe it's a real relationship. So we still got to change something up somewhere. We got to prove it's a real relationship. If that's the reason why it was denied, we have to find out why was this fiance visa denied. I'm taking guesses. I have no idea. We got to find out why was it denied, and then be prepared when he goes to the interview that we're not going to get the same result again.
Okay.
So hold on 1 second, all right?
All right. All right.
That was Tootie in Columbus. And now we're going to go to Lisa in Stamford, Connecticut. Lisa.
Hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Actually, you answered a part of my question yesterday regarding my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
He was here in the U.S. and he got arrested and he served 5 years, 6 months.
Right.
And then they deported him back to Jamaica.
What was he arrested for?
So right now I'm for drugs.
All right. So all right. So you want to know, can he come back to America?
Yes, they said after 10 years he can come back. So I wanted to see if I can file for him.
They is not telling you the truth. Because if you were deported for drugs, that is a permanent bar to ever coming back ever.
Oh.
All right. Now, the general rule is you get deported. Yes, you can try to come back after 10 years with a waiver. Absolutely. That's what the law says. But the law also says that if you have a drug conviction, you're barred from ever entering America, unless it's for 30 grams or less of marijuana. So your boyfriend, in these situations, the only thing we do is we look at the fairness of the removal hearing. Was his rights violated? And sometimes they deport citizens when they didn't know they were citizens. You know, maybe your boyfriend came here when he was a kid and one of his parents were citizens before he was 18.
Yes, it's on file for him. So he had his green card at the time when he was arrested.
Okay. How old was he when he got his green card?
I'm not sure, but he got arrested when he was like about 21.
Okay, so were his parents? You got to find out, were his parents citizens before he was 18? That's really comes down to. Okay.
Okay.
All right. The other thing is we can look at his removal hearing, but most likely 5 years in jail. That's unless his conviction happened prior to 1990, he's not eligible for any relief from deportation. So he was under the law. Sounds like he was correctly deported. So he's
Yes, because they sent him back 2010. They deported him back to Jamaica.
Yeah, if you're in jail for more than 5 years for drugs, there's no relief in deportation for you. So unless his parents were citizens before he was 18, he's not going to come back to America legally. Not coming back to America, period. And I'm sorry about that. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But that's what the law is.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you know what? There should be something in the law. There should be something in the law that says, you know what, you have X amount of years of, rehabilitation. You show you're a good person. You've changed over a leaf. Why should Lisa, who's a U.S. citizen, have her life totally screwed up forever because of something that she fell in love with 20 years ago, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or it's something he did 20 years ago and he's now a different person. The guy who got deported is different than the guy today. Yes, that should be the law, but it's not.
Oh, Lord.
Yes, I'm sorry about that.
Thank you so much.
All right.
All right. Bye.
All right. Let's go to Samantha in Atlanta, Georgia. Samantha.
Oh, yes. This is Samantha.
Hi, Samantha. How are you?
Wonderful.
What's going on?
Okay, I have a situation here.
Uh-huh.
Me and my husband went on our green card interview. However, it was a fraud interview. We did not know what was a fraud interview or what to expect. However, we have few questions that was not the same answers.
Right. They separated you?
However, yes, they separated us.
Right.
However, the officer told my husband that he don't think the marriage was real. He said he told him that it was real. However, he told him that it's either he withdraw the petition or he signed to fraud. He signed to withdraw the petition not knowing the effect that it would have had.
Yep.
Now, USCIS sent us a letter saying that I have 33 days to leave voluntary or they're going to send me into immigration court. So I was wondering if there's anything I could do about that.
You and your husband live together?
Yes, we're still married.
It's a real marriage?
Yes, it is.
For love?
We have met from 2015.
You
but I came up on an H-2B visa.
You share the same home?
Yes, we do.
Okay. And you live with him now?
Yes, we do.
And he loves you?
Yes, we do.
Okay. Then you fight and prove it's a real marriage. Okay. And then
So
you hire a lawyer. You refile it again. Prove it's a real marriage. Okay. But you better hire a good lawyer this time. You don't go yourself.
Okay.
Hold on 1 second.
Okay.
All right. That's what happens. How many times do we hear this?
A lot.
All right. I just filed some papers. I didn't expect anything.
I got nothing to hide.
Yeah.
Thought it would be fine.
What's with these voices that you guys are?
I don't know. Because no one we talk to sounds like this.
Right.
No one.
It's Friday.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. By the way, I'm not making fun of Samantha. I'm just the general situation of, how many times have we heard this already that people file things. I'm just going to file some paperwork. I got nothing to hide. I'm in a good marriage. I got nothing to hide. I didn't do anything wrong. And look at this woman. They live together. They love each other. They don't know any better. Right. Now they're considered a fraudulent marriage, and she's looking at deportation.
Don't play with this, y'all.
Yeah. All right. It's like reminds me what the Nigerian guy was. That consultation bothered me all day long, because he goes, "What do I have to hide? 5 years. I'm going to go. Then go." I said, "You don't need me. What are you doing here?" I said, "Didn't your gut tell you that you should come see me?"
Makes sense.
Right.
What did Shango say yesterday? Even if it seems like a slam dunk,
That's
don't
right.
be doing stuff without a lawyer, y'all.
That's right. Not in this day and age.
Not in this day.
Cheryl in Bloomington, Indiana.
Hey, Brad.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, this is actually Princess Monkey.
Hey! Now, Cheryl from Bloomington, Indiana, a.k.a. Princess Monkey. How'd you come up with that name?
I have loved monkeys all my life, and I always wanted one for a pet.
Really?
So I have a lot of monkey things around in different places. So, of course, I'm a princess. And
So there it is.
So Princess Monkey, that's how that drives
She's
in.
a
And
monkey.
people literally, anyone that knows me, I don't go by really Cheryl. I go by Princess Monkey.
Really? People call you Princess Monkey?
And I even told people I was going to have my name changed because I said I would love to be in a doctor's office and have them go Princess Monkey, Princess Monkey. You know.
I like
Anyway,
you.
I have a good sense of humor too most of the time.
And you like to monkey around, right?
Well, I used to, but no more.
No more.
no. I got married.
Okay. So now you've married Prince Monkey, right?
Well, I'll just keep the Princess Monkey.
I
No,
see.
I actually married King Teddy.
King what? What do you say?
King Teddy?
King Teddy.
His name is King Teddy.
Oh my God! I like that. Everybody's got a name.
He's really a teddy bear, but he's the king, and I don't want to be a queen because queens have too much responsibility.
Okay, I feel you on that.
I'm going to tell you something. Cheryl needs to be a correspondent.
I know.
She's named everybody in her family.
I need to do what?
You need to be a correspondent because everybody here has a name on our show. Nobody goes by their real name. I'm Uncle Brad. She's Belgium Kim. It's Yo-Yo, Chili Bean,
Princess Monkey.
Right, we got Princess Monkey, Party Rock.
See, that's great.
Right?
And
Jenny from the Cubicle, and everybody's got a name.
Well, you want me to help you guys?
Maybe. Well, let's answer your question first. What's going on?
We'll have to work it out. Okay, listen, I sent a question yesterday.
She's now trying to get a job now, right? Right, I have to open my mouth, right?
No, now we're going to get serious, okay? I cut up a lot and stuff, but this is serious.
Okay.
I met a guy that was from Lagos, Nigeria, known him for at least 8, 9 years.
Right.
I went there and visited. He tried to come here one time, and of course they didn't let him come on a visitor's visa and stuff.
Right.
We did the K-1 visa, waited our time, we got it. He got here in September. We got married in November. We applied for the I-485.
Right.
Did his biometrics in January. Last year was a very stressful year. K-1 visa, immigration is a stressful period, okay?
Right.
So we had a lot of family things go on. I mean, his mother died in January. My mom had open heart. My dad actually died on August 29th. He got here on September 5th. So
And by the way, and yes, that's all stressful. And add to the fact that you're now living with a man full time that you never lived with before. So you're you're transitioning to actually living together. And as much as you know each other in a long distance relationship, you don't know each other until you're actually together day in and day out. So that there's a stress there as well. So it all adds up. It all adds up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the thing is he came from where it's hot as Hades to a climate where it gets cold.
Right.
And dark. And, he never drove. He doesn't have a driver's license. He couldn't work here because we didn't have his work permit. And we live on 16 acres in the woods. So it's not like he could even jump out and go walk somewhere to get close to something, you know?
Right.
So now he's going from living where he can get around, and now he's being isolated, and we have the immigration thing going on, and, things happen. So the week that this happened on the 16th of February, we had all the stress has kind of built up, had things going on, and we got into a fight, and I called the police. So guess what? He was arrested.
And when you call the police and he's arrested, even when you want to take it back and you say, I don't want to press charges, you can't, because it's not you pressing charges, it's the state pressing charges.
Right.
And so what happened?
Now he was released from the county jail like within 48 hours.
Right.
But I guess because they fingerprinted him, because he already done his biometrics, so and he was in the system because we've done everything legal to this point.
Right.
Someone put a hold on him. ICE.
Right.
They come and picked him up. They took him to a facility in Clay County, Brazil, Indiana, which is west of Bloomington. Well, he was there for less than a week, and now he's been in detention. And
why don't you pay? He hasn't been convicted of a crime, has he?
No, and that's the thing is.
And why don't you get bond? Are they not offering him bond?
Do what?
Have they offered him a bond?
No, they didn't offer him a bond because when this is you're gonna want to slap me through the phone, Brad, but because I had a bruise on my cheek and stuff, and I made the statement. I said he was trying to choke me, which strangulation, and you know what that means. So that's what they put on their paperwork.
But it doesn't matter. And I by the way, wouldn't slap anybody. So but it doesn't matter what you put on the paper. He has a right to be released from detention unless he has a conviction.
Okay.
All he has right now is an allegation against him and charges pending against him that he may or may not be found guilty of. But he's entitled to immigration has a right to put him in removal, but he also has a right to be released. He does, as long as he can post a fair bond. Yeah. So what needs to happen now is there has to be a motion. Has he been before an immigration judge?
Yes, and I even hired an immigration attorney who went twice for the bond hearing.
And?
Or talked to him twice for the bond hearing, and he couldn't get a bond because the judge, the first time, he said no.
Why?
I wasn't there. I mean, he's on closed circuit TV. The immigration judge is in Indianapolis, which is 50 miles away.
All right, so then if an immigration judge is saying no to bond, then what needs to happen is somebody has to file what's called a habeas corpus petition for your spouse. And what a habeas corpus petition is, it's a Latin term. It's done in federal court, and we talk about this all the time. Immigration now is going to be all federal litigation. And you have to file a habeas corpus petition in federal court to say that my husband, habeas corpus means bring the prisoner forward, bring the body forward. And what you're saying is the U.S. government is holding my husband, who legally came on a fiancé visa, who legally I filed an adjustment for, who has a pending charge against him but no criminal record as of today. They are illegally holding him, and he has to be released immediately.
Okay. Well, this is why I watched you before, because I hired the immigration attorney.
So talk to him about a habeas corpus petition.
Okay, so I know what do we need to do, but this is what the judge told him. He went earlier this week, I think. Whatever day he went, Tuesday or Wednesday. The judge is saying he wants to adjudicate. Adjudicate?
Yes.
Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
When I looked it up, because I Googled,
he wants to adjudicate. He wants to adjudicate your adjustment application, which is lovely, but you got to prove, you're in a bona fide marriage. You got to get the I-130 approved first. And by the way, yes, that's wonderful if the judge wants to do that. Congratulations to the judge. He has a right to do that, but he doesn't have a right to hold him in prison while he's adjudicating your application. Okay, so I know you can't tell me. And that was my thing. I don't want the adjudication to come back and bite us in the butt because... One second. Okay, adjudication means all the judge is saying is, I'm going to decide whether he gets a green card or not. And my decision on whether he gets a green card or not is, does he have a good moral character? Are you in a bona fide marriage? Okay? And the judge has a right to decide that. Okay? Under the law. Okay? He can decide not to terminate and let immigration do it. But what he doesn't have a right to do is hold your husband in jail while he takes his sweet time in determining his case. So your husband has to be released.
Okay. Well, and like I said, that's why I called you. I hired a criminal defense attorney for him. He's not going to have any charges on him because I'm not going. Mm-hmm. I'm not going.
And by the way, the judge can't even adjudicate the case until the criminal case is over, which is another reason why he has to be released, because it's illegal detention.
Yeah.
All right. So hold on one second. Okay.
Right? Well, hey, thanks. It was great talking to you guys.
Okay, but we'll help you if you want. Hold on. All right. And it was nice talking to her as well. She's happy mood for what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
Happy mood for what's going on.
I was murky on a couple of the details.
Yeah. What happened was they were in a loving marriage.
Right.
And there was a lot of stress involved in the marriage because you have family members who are sick.
Absolutely.
He doesn't drive. He came from hot to cold. He has culture shock, weather shock. Doesn't drive, and also the shock of dealing with the stress of immigration and the shock of living as a husband and wife together for the first time.
Right.
So all of that adds up.
Yeah, it does.
It adds up. I can totally see it.
Yeah.
And people get triggered.
Yeah.
And people can get triggered, and then they lose their temper. They do something they shouldn't do, and a telephone call to a police officer or the police station or 911, and next thing you know, someone's getting arrested.
Right.
And now this man doesn't have a conviction yet. Obviously, this woman loves him, and unfortunately, he's being held in jail illegally.
Right.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I always, the little like saying that I always use is, when in a moment of any intense emotion, never make a permanent decision.
Yeah.
Like, make no decision.
It's really hard to say that, though.
It's so
you know?
easy to say and hard to do,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. You gotta get a little zen.
Yeah, just like step away.
You gotta
and
walk
just-
away.
Yeah,
That's
walk
so
away.
hard.
Walk away.
I'm not gonna lie, that's hard for me.
Walk away. Yes.
So I get
But I totally get what happened. Yes, I totally
yeah.
get what happened. All right. Let's go to Elizabeth in Houston, Texas. Elizabeth. 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 Elizabeth.
Yes, hello.
Hi, how are you?
Yes, thank you, madam. I'm here, madam.
Oh, yes.
Waiting
Yes.
here.
Now, let me ask you a
Yes,
question,
madam.
Elizabeth. Okay.
Yes, madam.
Where are you from?
I'm from Philippines.
Okay.
I'm staying here in America for almost 14 years.
Okay, Elizabeth, in the 14 years that you've been in America, have you ever seen a middle-aged balding man called Madam before?
Now, I am a single. I'm
asking you a
missionary.
question. No, I'm just asking you a question. Have you ever, in the 14 years you've been in America, have you ever seen a middle-aged balding man called Madam?
You mean middle age? What do you mean middle age?
You call me Madam. You don't understand. You're calling me a woman, but I'm not taking it insultingly, but a little bit. I'm a man. You say, sir.
Just saying that you're pretty.
Maybe.
You have a pretty color
No.
on.
Yeah.
I am single and
Okay.
petitioned by my sister.
All right. Okay, so you're being filed by your sister.
Yeah, single petition of my sister.
Uh-huh.
And then my father is a World War veteran.
Okay.
With bronze medal and awarded by President Obama.
Okay.
And I pay taxes.
Great.
And I not pay taxes now because got no work. Taking care of my sister. Then I have disabled because of my scoliosis.
Uh-huh.
Then I am a member of the World War veteran American auxiliary.
Let me ask you a question. When did your sister file for you?
My sister petition, and it's almost 10 or 11 years now.
Okay. So for the Philippines, the brother-sister petitions from the Philippines are taking over 20 years. So people who filed on June 1st, 1997 as the brother or sister of a U.S. citizen from the Philippines are getting their green cards. So if your sister filed for you 10 years ago, you got another 10 years of waiting. The fact that your father is a World War II veteran and became a citizen doesn't help you get a green card faster. Is your father alive? Is your father alive right now? Or he
He's
passed?
already dead because
He's
he
dead.
World War
Yes.
veteran. It's a long
Yes.
time war.
Yeah, that's what I would think. So you have
But
a
he
lot.
has lot of medals awarded by President Obama.
It doesn't matter, unfortunately, for your immigration case.
So
you have a big.
I am also,
Elizabeth, you got a big problem. Now just listen to me, please. And what I want you to do is, because I know you're nervous on the show, and so far everything I've said to you and everything you've said to me, I don't know if you fully understand everything. So I want you to take a deep breath and just listen, okay? And try to comprehend and try to understand what I'm saying. Okay, what I'm saying to you is this. Number one, the fact that your father is a World War II veteran and the fact that he was a U.S. citizen does not give you any benefits for immigration. Number two.
so what can I do?
Just listen. I just want you to listen right now.
Yes, sir.
Number two, your sister filed for you. It is over a 20-year wait for U.S. citizen brothers and sisters to file for their brother and sister. You've only filed 10 years. You got another 10 years to go. Do I even know what the law will be, assuming you want to wait another 10 years for a green card? Do I even know what the law will be in 10 years? I don't. I don't know what the law will be in 10 years. I don't know whether you'll be eligible for a green card. I don't know whether you can get your green card in America, in the Philippines. Maybe you could never get your green card through this filing because it's a decade away, at least, or more. So as far as your sister is concerned, it's so far off in the future, who knows? Maybe yes, maybe no. We have no idea whether you'll even get a green card that way. So you are in a position, like tens and tens of millions of other people. I don't believe those statistics when they say there's 11 million undocumented people. I think there's a lot more. You're in a position of, I'm out of status, I need to get a green card, how do I do it? And I don't have the answer for you at this moment. What I can suggest is if you want, you can have a consultation with me and we can go into more depth, because I think we're going to need to have a much longer conversation for me to understand your situation and for you to understand the words that I'm telling you. So hold on 1 second, okay? Hold on. All right. So let's go to, now she's watching me.
Yeah.
Do I look like a ma'am? She just didn't, she got nervous.
I think she misspoke.
Yeah. No, she got nervous, and then when I tried to joke around with her, she was so nervous.
She's like, I'm used to that kind of thing, because like when my mom, I try to joke with her, and she just don't get it. So,
right. And so, it's like, okay,
that's
well, what's the thing you wanted to talk to me about?
Yeah. All right, and after all of that, she hangs the phone up. So hopefully someone in my office can call her back and see if she needs help.
In the words of Mia Montauk,
yes.
Lord Jesus, Elizabeth, listen.
Exactly.
It's a cultural thing. I get it.
It is. So I tried to understand. Yeah. I realized after
and she's probably still trying to understand what you're saying too.
Mm-hmm. And I realized that after like a minute, we're not going to be able to joke around with her. But all right, hopefully someone can call her back.
Yes.
Let's go to, I was going to go to Marcia, but somebody picked up Marcia. So let's go to George in Linden, New Jersey. George.
Hey, how you doing?
How are you?
Quick question I have. I'm married to someone that was illegal and she got deported.
Why?
It's been about 10 months. She has an approved I-130 back from 2014, and I went through all the processes. The motion to reopen, denied. Went to the BIA with it. They denied it.
Why was she in deportation?
She entered illegally.
How did she enter?
Across the border.
And she was caught entering illegally, or she was caught later on?
No, she turned herself in when she entered.
Okay. So so where is she now?
Brazil.
In Brazil. All right. So when did have you filed an I-130 visa petition for her?
Yeah, I filed the I-130. It was approved in 2014.
Okay.
And they clearly stated on the receipt that that she wasn't able to adjust status, that they were going to send it to the embassy, which they never did, and I'm calling them and trying to get them to send it, and they won't send it.
Because you have to file a form for them to send it. It's not a telephone call.
What is that? What form? 864?
I-824.
Yeah, I filed that too.
And you file it to transfer the file from wherever it is to the National Visa Center, and that's what gets the case processing. And then after that, she's probably going to need 1, 2, or possibly 3 waivers. I'm not sure yet because I don't know her situation, but there's a possibility. She certainly needs a waiver to re-enter after deportation. That's 1. She may need a waiver for a 10-year bar because maybe she was out of status in the United States for more than a year.
That's another question I have. Does she have a 10-year bar?
I don't know, but it sounds
like
because
on the paper that they gave me, the I-294,
let me ask you a question.
They checked off a 5-year bar.
Let me ask you a question. Okay, that's for deportation. Okay.
Oh.
All right, George, you love this lady?
Yeah.
You want her to come back?
Absolutely.
You're tired of being single and living alone?
Well, it's almost a year now.
Okay, excuse my French, but why are you effing around? Okay, and trying to figure it out.
Well, I'm not. I had 2 different lawyers, and I guess they're done with their job after she got deported.
Okay.
One, he did a bad job. I got a lawyer from Manhattan.
So now this is what you need to do. Okay? You need to get the I-130 to the National Visa Center, or you need to file a new I-130, whatever the fastest way to get an I-130 approval to the National Visa Center. Because this woman's not coming back, your wife's not coming back till you get an approved I-130 to the National Visa Center. And then she's going to go, you're going to process at the National Visa Center. She's going to go for an interview at the embassy, and she's going to be denied for 1, 2, or maybe 3 reasons. I don't know because I don't have the file in front of me. 1, because she was ordered deported. 2, maybe she made a misrepresentation on how she entered America. Maybe she didn't. I don't know. 3, possibly for a 10-year bar. All of those have waivers for it. She doesn't have a criminal record. So then you're going to need a good lawyer to do good waivers and get her back here. That's what you need to do.
Okay,
all right? So hold on 1 second, all right? So I know what needs to happen. I just don't know where she is in the situation.
Yeah, the last thing I did was the 824, like 4 or 5 months ago.
Oh, yeah, it takes about 8 or 9 months.
So I wait for the answer to that, and then...
No. You contact me now because I don't even know if you're doing everything right or not.
All right.
Okay, hold on 1 second. All right. That's everybody being their own lawyer.
You know, Marge Higgs says it's International Don't Listen Day.
It very well may be.
People are celebrating in full force on Bradshaw Live.
It may very well be because the day so funny because when I became an immigration lawyer, I'm over 25 years now, an immigration lawyer. So with 1993 to 2019, what is that? That's
25 years.
25 years.
Mm-hmm.
26 years.
Right, I'm past my silver anniversary already, right?
Yeah.
Right, sorry. So I'm already. That's why I got my gray hair.
There it is.
On my silver anniversary.
So it came last year.
So when I was a lawyer in 1993, it was immigration law was filling out a form.
Right.
Okay, it was very rare that people were in deportation, but the only reason you were in deportation was either because of asylum or because you committed a serious crime.
Right.
Right.
It's the only, and it was very rare that people had to go home to get their green cards because at that time there was 245I. If you entered without inspection, you overstayed your time, whatever it was, you paid a penalty fee and got your green card.
Right.
And now it's a completely different practice of law.
Yep.
In 1993, USCIS's motto was, "We're here to give you good customer service." Can you imagine that was the motto back then?
That was their motto?
Yeah, we want to give good customer service to immigrants who are applying.
Wow.
Okay? They didn't give good customer service, but at least that was the motto. Okay, now...
They don't even pretend.
Okay, now you know what their motto is? And I'm paraphrasing because I don't remember exactly, but their motto right now is to protect the American worker.
Wow.
That's USCIS.
Wow.
Is to protect the American worker?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And now the head of USCIS just resigned because Trump was going to fire him. Why was he fired? Because he wasn't being tough enough on legal immigration.
Right.
Okay, so now they hired even a tougher guy
Right.
to be tough on legal immigration. So when I go back to this Nigerian guy we were talking about earlier, he goes, "What do I have anything to worry about? I did everything right." And I said, "Who says USCIS is on your side? Where did you learn that one from?"
Right.
They're not on your side.
That's actually the first thing I learned on this show.
They're not on your side. They're there to protect the American worker. They're not there for you.
Yeah.
And they're not there for your wife who's the U.S. citizen.
Right.
It doesn't say to go protect the U.S. citizen from their, and give U.S. citizen, benefits to their spouses. That's not what that's not what their motto is. Motto is protect the U.S. worker, which basically means get the hell out of my country.
Right.
Terrible.
Let's go to Sammy in Manhattan. Sammy.
Hello?
How are you? Sammy?
How are you, sir?
Good. What's going on?
Sir. I'm good, thank you. Just I have 2 questions, please. I came here in 2015 and I applied for school and I got denied, so they don't accept me. And after that, I stay here. I didn't go back. And one day I was driving and they arrested me and I don't know, and they took me and the ICE came and they took me to the detention. So I applied for a bond, they accept. I pay $10,000.
Where are you from, Sammy?
So I'm from Algeria, North Africa.
All right, and you came on a student visa, you said?
No, I came tourist visa.
Okay.
And that one...
all right, so are you married? Are you single?
I'm single, yes.
Okay. So you got put in removal because you overstayed on your visitor's visa.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm on
so
process of deportation.
Yes, that's removal is deportation. Same thing. So tell me the last thing that happened. Tell me the last thing that happened.
Yeah, I mean, I got a lawyer.
Is that
and
the
he
last
told
thing?
me
1 second.
that-
Is that the last thing that happened? You got a lawyer? Tell me the last thing that happened to you.
Last thing?
Yeah.
I got a court in 2020, so 2 years.
Okay.
I have a court.
Have you been in court before?
No, never.
All right, so your first hearing is 2020. So in 2020, when you have a court date, you got to prove one. How long you been in the United States?
I come 2015.
Okay, so you have to prove one of two things when you have your court. I'm going to make it very simple for you. You have to prove one of two things when you have your court date in 2020, or you will be deported. One is in 2020, you're immediately eligible for your green card. And the only way at this point that you would be immediately eligible for your green card is if you're married to an American citizen who files for you. Okay? Or your life is in danger back in Algeria if you get deported. Those are the only two ways that you will not be deported. Okay? You're going to be persecuted. You will be persecuted. You were persecuted. You're immediately eligible for a green card. That's it. So what is it? Which way? Tell me quickly.
I have just one question. Can I apply for social for this time?
Can you apply for social at this time? No. You haven't done anything yet.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Again,
okay,
my question.
Thank you so much.
All right. Best of luck. He doesn't want to be helped. He just. I don't know what his
International don't listen.
International don't. He absolutely did not want to be helped. He's just like, how do I work legally till I get deported? That was basically my question.
The answer is you don't.
You don't.
Right.
You don't. They don't put you in deportation. Say, here, you go work legally. Go enjoy yourself. That was basically his question.
Yeah. Here's your deportation proceedings and your work permit.
Yeah.
No.
Marge, this is international. Don't listen to him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I woke up on the wrong side of the bed today.
Bad news bears.
Yeah. All right. Seaman in New Haven, Connecticut.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
Brad, how are you?
Good.
Good. And how are you all others, great lady and the gentleman?
Hey, hello, Samir. We're doing well.
Well, the only one great here at the table was the lady. I mean, I'm a gentleman, and he just asked me how I'm doing. So we know where he's staring at the whole show, Kim.
Listen, we very rarely get greeted, so I love us a guest who greets us.
No, Brad, you're doing the amazing show, and everybody's doing a great job. Thank you very much. Okay, here's the kind of quick question I have for you guys. Brad, I came here in the United States in 2000, around September 2005.
Right.
With the P3 visa legally, which is entertainment visa.
Yep.
Because I have a kind of issue in my country, because I'm a Muslim, Shia Muslim, we have like a categories. City of Lahore.
Where are you from?
City of Lahore in Pakistan.
Pakistan, okay.
So I'm Muslim, but I'm a Shia Muslim.
Uh-huh.
So I have a kind of issue over there going on, and I was married. I have 4 children with my ex-wife.
Okay, now I know where you're going, okay? And that is, can I file for asylum or something? And
I just want to let you know. Huh?
Or maybe you have already.
No, I did that, but I came because I have a problem over there, but I left by my 4 children with my ex-wife. And by the time I was married that time when I came in 2005, because I have a situation over there, so I apply asylum. So I came within under 100 days before your visa is finished.
Okay.
So I apply asylum, and the bad luck is this for me that the lawyer I hired, he really charged me lots of money, but he filled up the application because I don't know anything about it, how to do it. He did it, and he gave me in my hand to go to submit to the USCIS or wherever the applications go, to the post office. So I did that, and little mistake he made it, he didn't put the apartment number. Well, after that, the receipts came for the fingerprint and everything, which is goes back to the court because I didn't receive anything because of the reason the pardon number.
So let's jump ahead. So what I'm going to hear in a little bit is that you didn't get your hearing, you didn't get a notice to appear, you were ordered deported in absentia.
No, they put me on the removal condition.
Right,
which is I found out after 2 years. I hired another lawyer in Manhattan,
which by the way, Salmon, which is exactly what I just said. You didn't get your interview, you got put in removal, you didn't get notice of it, and you've been deported in absentia. All right?
Right,
so,
and I hired another lawyer.
So now you found out 2 years later, he made a motion to reopen your case. What happened?
Right. Once he found out in 2007 that
he made a motion to reopen your case. I understand.
Exactly.
So what happened?
And that, right, they every time he's sending the inquiry and they are not even answering anything. And somehow where I used to work, I have a kind of customer because I work in a gas station. So in the meanwhile, I have one of a friend, and then in 2009, beginning of 2009, my wife, she was requesting me. She was scared over there too, and I don't want to go because I have 4 children as well with her.
Salmon, where are you at now? I can't listen to an entire life story for you. Okay.
Okay, hold on.
Did your lawyer make a motion to reopen? What was the result?
You hear me now?
I heard you before. I can't.
Oh, okay.
You're telling me I need to get to the meat of your problem. I can't listen to 20 minutes of your life history. I can do it if you want to have a consultation, but we're on a live show right now. So my question to you.
I understand. Well, anyway,
anyways. Just answer my question now. Your lawyer made a motion to reopen. Was it granted? Was it denied?
It was not granted, but after in 2009, I received a divorce from my first wife from Pakistan. From the family court. She divorced me.
Was your motion to reopen approved or denied?
It was approved once something else happened over here.
Right, so you reopened your case. When you reopened your case, were you in a legal marriage to somebody?
Right, I legally married here.
When the case was reopened, were you in a legal? Just answer the questions. I'll help you. Other than that, you're going to frustrate the hell out of me. Okay.
Okay.
Were you in a legal marriage when the motion to reopen was granted?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you went to court, and when you went to court, you went to terminate your proceedings and prove it was a bona fide marriage. What happened?
Right. So, but the judge, he's waiting for because my wife, she filed I-130 for me, which is take like another 4 or 5 years, because every 6 months we have a hearing for the court, and then my lawyer, he say you're moving over there in New Haven, so you have to hire somebody over there, and the whole file is go over there. Finally, we get like 4, 5, 6 dates in the court. The judge waiting for the I-130. Once I-130 get approved, judge, he dismissed my asylum a long time ago, asylum application, and he approved the green card. So I got my 10-year green card.
Salmon, are you kidding me? You just went through a 20-minute dissertation about your life to say, why couldn't you just say, I got my green card in deportation, here's my problem now?
No, I just want to show so you can understand, because after that I have a final question so you can answer me, because I want you to understand. Anyway, okay, so I got my green card, everything's going good after that, and
what is the question? Just give me your question now.
Okay.
What is the question?
What question is, I went 2 times after I got the green card. Do I have any problem now if I go, because the USCIS came home, because somehow me and my wife, it doesn't go good, and she want to separate it or things like that. The one she separated, and she filed for my big son, my older son.
So are you asking me, do you have a problem traveling if your wife divorces you? Is that your question?
Right.
The answer is no. You have a 10-year green card. Law doesn't say you have to stay in a happy marriage for the rest of your life.
Okay, but finally this month, on 7th of this month, she divorced me already.
You have a 10-year green card?
Yes.
Congratulations. You can travel to your heart's content. Okay?
Thank you. I already traveled twice, but now...
Travel 3 times. Go. Keep going. Enjoy. Just don't stay out for more than 6 months. Hold on.
Because the USCIS came at home.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. Hold on, you need a consultation. All right, we just went through a 30-minute dissertation for that. This is Marge Higgs. This is
National Don't Listen
National
Day.
Don't Listen
She's
Day.
totally right.
And if Salmon wanted to have a question about immigration came to my home, then that's how he should have started your question.
Yeah.
Okay? He went through an entire history of his life that had no meaning to his question.
Right. Just try again another time.
Yes. Okay, Marcia in Mercer County, New Jersey.
Hi.
How are you?
Hi, Brad.
How are you?
I'm doing all right, actually.
Yeah.
I have a question for you. My daughter had her interview on the 7th of May,
Right.
but unfortunately, she got a 221. She got a 221 IG form stating that it's temporarily being denied because they are asking me to submit. Can you turn on that a little bit for me, please? Thank you. They're asking me to submit the affidavit of support form, in which I already submitted.
But obviously it wasn't done right. It was 221G, by the way, not 221I. 221G. And it obviously was right. It was obviously not done right in some respect.
Well, the thing is this, I sent in a co-sponsor because my husband went ahead and submitted the affidavit of support, not knowing that he wasn't supposed to file the taxes.
Wait, you're breaking up. Your husband
filed my W-2s.
Okay, so you did it wrong.
So we had to send in a co-sponsor. But I'm saying we submitted the affidavit of support form, and the other person, so what is it that they're asking against it?
I'm sorry, say it again?
They're asking for his affidavit of support, but I already sent it in.
But it was obviously done wrong.
Okay.
Just because you submitted something doesn't mean it was done right. It was denied.
Hold on to her passport, actually.
You did it wrong, you did it wrong.
Oh.
Okay? So if you submit an affidavit of support and they give you a 221G and say submit an affidavit of support, what they're saying is whatever you submitted so far is wrong. It was done incorrectly.
I already submitted it
But
by
you did it
email
wrong.
because they wanted
But you did it wrong.
Okay.
So what you need to do is do it right. So hold on 1 second and let's contact the consulate and straighten it out. It has to be done right.
No, I already contacted them and submitted it, but I'm saying, how long do you think I have to wait? Because it's like 3 going on 4 weeks now.
Oh, you could be waiting months, at least 120 days.
Oh, all right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Okay.
Bye.
All of that I resubmitted a new affidavit of support. How long will I have to wait?
Is it Friday the 13th?
It's Friday. I don't know what it is.
It's Friday the 31st. It might as well be
I don't
in
know what it is.
literal reverse.
Is it?
All right.
No
So
wonder.
let's go to social media check-in.
Yes.
Okay. Our first question is from Bays, who said, I applied for an adjustment of status I-485 and petitioned from my U.S. citizen wife in May of 2018. We went to the interview together in October, and they approved the marriage and the I-130, but they kept the I-485 pending and asked me for an I-601 waiver because of misrepresentation. I went ahead and filed the I-601 in February, but I haven't received anything until today about my waiver. When will I actually know? Also, my EAD expires in 4 months.
If you just filled out a form and submitted it, you're going to get denied. You got to prove extreme and unusual hardship to your spouse, so I hope you did it. I don't know whether you did it right or not, so I don't know when you're going to hear from them.
Okay, Tiana says, USCIS denied my husband's case after 8 months waiting with no work permit. We recently reapplied with the copies of the letter. We have already received the confirmation they have received the applications. Now, I want to know if we still have to get fingerprinted and how long will it take to receive the work permit?
When did they refile again?
So got denied after 8 months waiting with no work permit. They just said recently reapplied.
If you redid everything exactly the same way you did before, you'll get denied a second time. You're not going to get a work permit. Obviously, you're doing something wrong. I don't know how long it's going to take, assuming you did everything right, 5-6 months.
Jack is in a pickle. He said, I applied for my adjustment of status in April of 2019 with my wife, who's a U.S. citizen, and got fingerprinted last Friday. I was told by USCIS that my work permit would take 6 to 7 months, but my wife is 9 months pregnant right now. So she's about to take 1 to 2 months off from her work after the delivery, and she's also going to need surgery after that. Can I apply for any kind of expedited work permit with USCIS in order to speed up the process? I have a student job right now that they're saying I can keep after graduation, but I can only keep it if I have a work permit.
You can absolutely try. I doubt they'll do it, but you can absolutely try.
And is there any way to, can he start an online business while waiting for his work permit?
Yes, he can.
All right, Hilda says my daughter's petition. My daughter petitioned me has been approved, but my I-485 denied. Reason for denying is I lost my status. So what should I do now?
You didn't get denied if you got married to a U.S. citizen. That's not the reason why it was denied. So you need to figure out a better reason why it was denied. You not fall out of status, file an adjustment through marriage, and it's denied because you fell out of status.
But the daughter petitioned.
Even if the daughter petitioned, it's an immediate relative. Assuming the daughter's over 21 and she's a U.S. citizen, that's not the reason it was denied. Okay, so come see me.
Gotcha.
A+ Marketing said, I made a mistake on my I-485 application Part 8. How do I fix it before the interview, which is actually really near?
You can't. At the time of the interview, you fix it before you swear in. You tell the officer, I made a mistake, I want to change the answer.
Okay, World Element says, hey there, I'm Andrea from Jamaica. Been with my spouse for 5 years, only became my wife since February of this year, less than 90 days of me coming into the country, which I'm now finding out was a violation due to the fact that I have a B2 visiting visa, but had a change of heart and decided to stay in with her instead of returning home. So we were watching some tutorials to help us fill the I-130 and the I-485 forms and was about to submit, but then I saw your video about the 90-day rule.
Aha!
Aha!
Thank God.
Aha!
So should I go back home and have her file from there, or can I send off my application? I'm asking you the question here because we can't afford legal help.
Wait 90 days and then file. What's
so but they already got married. So he's saying that he got married before the 90 days, and after watching your show right before he was about to send in the applications, he was like, "Oh, snap!"
So the answer is this: if you got married within the first 30 days, it's automatic misrepresentation. If you got married between 30 and 90 days, it's a rebuttable presumption. Rebuttable presumption is the government presumes you got married, you came into the United States with the intent of getting married, and you have the right to rebut that and say, no, I didn't come here to get married. I came here to visit, and then something intervening happened, and I changed my mind. And hopefully they believe you, and hopefully you're telling the truth. And then you're fine. If you go back home, you're going to have the same problem, but then be stuck at home. So you might as well, at this point, file the adjustment here. So if you have to do a waiver, at least you're physically here.
Got it.
Razak said, I was in voluntary departure and I married my wife who is a U.S. citizen. Could she file for me to get a green card?
You have to reopen your case first.
Gary says, a friend of mine's mom came up on bogus documents over 15 years ago. Now she's a citizen and wants to file for her mom, but doesn't know what to do.
Well, first of all, hopefully she got a waiver or she committed a misrepresentation on the government all the way to becoming a citizen. But assuming she got a waiver and she wants to file for her mom and she's a citizen, go file for your mom. It's an I-130 visa petition.
Annalisa is from Guyana, currently living in Guyana, and she was sponsored in December 2013 by her mom, who's a U.S. permanent resident. I've already submitted all my documents. How much longer until I hear from immigration for my interview date? I already received the letter saying they have successfully received all my documents, and now I have to wait on my appointment date.
It's anywhere from 12 to 36 months from the time you filed.
Okay, Ella B says, my husband and I did not attach all the evidence required to support the I-130. We petitioned in January 2019. We only attached a copy of our marriage certificate. He just became a U.S. citizen and we're about to file the AOS. Should we send USCIS the missing documents for the I-130 or wait for the RFE?
Wait for the RFE. And we have one more in social media. No, or that's it?
That's it for right now.
That's it for right
That's
now.
it for
Okay.
right now.
So, under Donald Trump's presidency, the immigrant detainee population has surged, not just from migrants crossing the border, but from an increase in ICE arrests in communities across the United States. In the last 2 years alone, as detention centers became more and more crowded, over 22 immigrant detainees have died in U.S. custody. We talked about that earlier in the show. 10 migrants died in 2017 and 12 in 2018. And these numbers do not include the 6 children reported to have died while in USCIS detention. Our Miami field correspondent, Anna Azcona, has something to say about this.
Hey friends from the Brad Show Live, I'm Anna Azcona. Another undocumented immigrant dies in ICE custody. This is the second person within a month that has died in ICE custody in Arizona. 21-year-old Simrat Paul Singh was found unresponsive and not breathing at the La Paz County Jail near the California border. Abel Reyes Clemente died prior to Singh due to an illness as well. More than 20 immigrants have died under ICE custody within the past 2 years. That is insane. 20 people is a large amount of people to be dying in ICE detention centers due to not having the proper care that they need. This just proves how careless these detention centers are, and it shows that health and wellness is clearly not a priority at these centers, because most of the death cases in these detention centers are due to illnesses and lack of proper care. But let's just talk right here. Even if these detention centers tried to give them the proper care that they need, and the proper nutrition, and the proper medication, and the proper hygiene, it's impossible due to the overload of people being brought into these detention centers daily. Over 20 people dying is something that the government should pay close attention to and realize that the conditions that these people are living in are not healthy, which is clearly affecting their health that is leading up to them dying. Living under these tight conditions where thousands of people are being crammed into tight places obviously is going to cause germs and illnesses to spread around, because if one person gets sick, the rest are going to continue getting sick. And this will only happen if the proper medical care is provided for these people, which is not. ICE should be paying close attention to these deaths and find a solution. Whether it's opening up more centers, bringing in more doctors, or I don't know, just put a hold on bringing in people into these ICE detention centers. Because it doesn't make any sense that they keep bringing people into these ICE detention centers when they can't even take care of them. Hopefully this is eye-opening and the government does something and finds a solution before we have another death at an ICE detention center.
All right, so it's now down to me and Kim. Last man or woman standing. Jonathan had to run to a family function, so we said, Jonathan, you take your bags, take your laptop, and leaf like a tree.
That is crazy you just said that, because we were talking about leaf puns just mere
and
hours
we're
ago.
going to leaf.
Mere hours ago.
Oh my God.
Jill is freaking out. Jill and Brad do this all the time for our viewers. This is like a little quick BTS note. Jill and Brad mind meld and read each other's minds. Like, Brad will say something that Jill's also saying in the control room, but they don't know that they're saying it. It's unbelievable. And today, Jill gave us a 15-minute leaf puns.
I had no idea.
Discourse. I know, and you just said that. Sorry.
All right.
BTS.
So with that, we're going to put 4 minutes on the clock, Belgium Kim.
Yeah, we are.
We got 20 questions, and for people who we didn't get to, it's after 8 o'clock by the time our show ends, and we will answer more immigration questions on Monday. Hopefully our callers won't take as much time, and we'll get to the meat of the question.
That would be great.
Yes.
The meat of the question would be great,
the
callers.
question would be good. 4 minutes on the clock, 20 questions. Go.
Rose Bernard, my friend is a green card holder. He applied for his citizenship 2 years ago and he has not gotten a response. What should he do?
Say it again.
My friend applied for his green card applied for his citizenship 2 years ago and he has not gotten a response. What should he do?
Mandamus.
Paul Thess said a friend got married to a U.S. citizen in 2017. He got a B1, B2 visa in 2018, and he did not reveal that he was married at the visa interview. Should he be worried about misrepresentation at his adjustment of status?
Absolutely misrepresentation. and also maybe they may consider him in a bigamous marriage if he's now married to somebody else.
Denise says, I live in Jamaica and my mom's a U.S. citizen and is filing for me. I'm unmarried and over 21. The only thing we received was a receipt with the priority date of March 2013, but we've still not gotten an approval. How much longer?
Probably it should be coming shortly. You should have gotten approval. Go check online, but if not, it should be shortly.
Jean says, my wife filed an I-130 since June 2018. They sent a notice and said that my case was transferred to the National Benefits Center. Can I file an adjustment while my I-130 is pending?
Yes, you can if you're married to a citizen, yeah.
Bimbo Omo said, it's true. Is it true that there is no adjustment of status anymore?
Not true.
Maurice said, I have a household of 5, but I make $31,000 a year. Does my joint sponsor need to meet the guideline to help me sponsor my son? The household income for 5 is $37,000.
Yes.
BK Ricky says, my cousin's been in the States going on 3 weeks. Could she travel internationally on the stamp in her passport that she got from immigration that has her A number if her green card doesn't arrive in the next month?
If she has an I-551 stamp in her passport, yes. If not, she would need to get a stamp in her passport before she leaves.
Latoya said, my husband filed for my adjustment of status and we had our interview in January. However, the officer told us we've got a lot of discrepancies. We haven't heard from them since. What do we do?
Sounds like they don't believe it's a real marriage. Get a lawyer.
Curious Guy said, how long does a FOIA G639 request take?
3 to 12 months.
If I only want to know decisions on an I-140 petition.
Closer to 3 months.
Exo Cavella said, I want to take a look at my green card in this summer. I want to look at my green card in the summer. The problem is I have a visa, but I want to come back in April for my 60th birthday. What should I do?
Why does he want? He has a visa?
Yeah.
But what's the problem?
But wants to look at getting their green card this summer.
I don't know what that even means. So explain more.
Explain more.
Yeah.
Baliabe said, my cousin filed for an I-485 with all other forms and sent it to the Chicago P.O. box. Once there, how can you get more forms like the I-485, 765, and 130 to be sent to the service center in Texas for faster processing?
You can't. You just let the process go.
Latoya says, what's the difference between an I-230 and an I-260 form?
It's an I-130 and an I-360. And the I-130 is a visa petition sponsored by your petitioner family member. The I-360 is a special immigrant petition. Sometimes it's VAWA cases, special juvenile immigrants. There's a lot of reasons to use the I-360. The most two popular are the VAWA and the special juvenile immigrants.
Holly Mo says, I'm unemployed and received SSI disability. 6 months ago, I married my husband who's in Somalia, and I'd like to bring him here. Is that possible?
Yes, it's not need-based, so you can file for him. You may need an affidavit of support from someone else.
Does the travel ban in Somalia affect him at all?
Somalia is on the travel ban.
Apparently. Yes, they were added.
Yes, it definitely affects him. You need a lawyer.
Ryan Clark said, I got a letter from the NVC on May 14th of this year saying that my I-130 is documentarily qualified for an interview. How long would I have to wait? I'm from Jamaica.
12 to 24 months from the time you file.
Gaza says, is it true that your paperwork before you overstay if you are not out of status? Is it true that you can file your paperwork before you overstay if you're not out of status?
Yeah, it's also true you can file after, too.
Bint said, my husband is a U.S. citizen and I have come to this country after we got married. I applied for the I-751 to remove the conditions.
By the way,
yeah,
on this particular day,
yeah,
you were awesome. All my fault.
You know, I'll take it.
Yes.
I'll take it because we only had 2 more, Brad.
We only had 2 more. Okay, quickly. All right, because you were reading them fast and I kept asking more questions.
That's true.
Right. All right.
So Binta is, her husband is a U.S. citizen and she came to this country after they got married. I applied for the I-751 to remove my green card conditions. That's pending. If I apply for student financial aid, is it going to have an effect on my 10-year green card?
No.
And finally, we've got Rose Bernard, who said, I've got a tourist visa and I've been traveling on it for the past 5 years. I've never overstayed. Will my visa be revoked if I travel now?
Why would it be revoked? She hasn't used it in 5 years. Sounds like it's okay.
It sounds like it's okay.
Yeah.
Rose had another question, so
What?
let me see if that pertains. Yeah, no, that was about her friends, so no.
All right.
You should be fine.
All right, so there we have it. On Monday, get your questions in early, get your calls in early. Please be succinct with your questions on the call. Ask the question, and then if I have questions about the question, I'll be happy to converse with you.
Right.
Do not tell me your life story, because another couple more days, I'm going to be like, all right, so with that, comments of the day.
Comments of the day. That's a weird.
There we
go. Our very first comment comes from the wonderful Abigail Taylor Watson, who really enjoyed the Groundhog Sam today, saying that Sam's Jerry curl is on fleek.
Okay.
Donna Spence apparently made an announcement that everyone heard far and wide. Wake up, everybody. Brad's up, and he's the best immigration lawyer there is.
All right, I like that, Donna. I like that.
Rococo Chocolat, who is a woman, says she still listens to you, Brad. I will never stop, even though I'm a citizen. Now, bless up and thanks
Congratulations.
again.
Thank you. Yes, that was our client, Rococo.
Yes. Rococo. Keem said, my friend recommended me this channel, and then I recommended it to another friend. That's how we tell people about Bradshaw Live.
Somebody's listening to you.
Share. Yes.
Somebody's sharing.
Oh, yes.
All
Tell
right.
all your friends. And then we got one last one from First Lady Hewitt, who said, Brad, I don't know why I didn't find you 15 years ago. Damn. This is like being in a bad relationship for years, and then bam, you find Mr. Right.
I like that. That's great.
But you got to be in the bad relationship to know
right.
when you've met
That's
Mr. Right.
That's right. I like that. That was a good one.
Yeah,
All right. So everyone have a great weekend. Enjoy. And we'll be live Monday sometime a little after 5:30. Take care. So Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here. It's bad enough I've got to remember everything that happened on the episode from the previous day.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAWLINK. 1-800-529-5465.